am Amber and I'm an intuition and subconscious breakthrough mentor. I created this podcast for you to show you your infinite potential, help you break down the barriers to more love in your life, and to make joy a choice by listening to your intuition. No matter if you're married or single, this show is for you because the world would be a much more loving and better place if we learned to all date ourselves. Together we let go of fears and resistance around your dream life so you can show up in your full authenticity. Disclaimer, listening to this podcast might result in a continuous glow up. Let's start the show. Welcome back to the Date Yourself podcast, and thank you so much for tuning in. I've been away for a while for many reasons, which I'm also going to tell you a little bit about in this episode. Basically, I've been going through many changes and sort of a half burnout. Like, I was not truly burnt out, but I was kind of on the edge of, and this has happened a few times with me, so I'm very careful when I feel that coming up, and so I took good care of myself. So that's why I paused the podcast for a little while. So let this be your reminder to really listen to your body and give it what it needs. It's okay to step away for a little bit. And today I wanted to talk about something that I've been through and have been going through these last months and before as well, which is the theme of ego death. So I'm recording this episode for the person who is not feeling like themselves and is kind of very confused of where life is taking them and trying to figure it out while not feeling yourself. So this could be because some parts of you that first felt really good about your life, maybe like your hobbies or your friends or a relationship or your job, whatever it may be, they are not resonating with you anymore on some type of level. So sometimes it's like they're like really not fitting anymore. It's obvious, and sometimes these things can show up in like very delicate ways where you're not really sure like what's not fitting anymore or what's not feeling right, until it kind of slips you in the face and it's like, oh, that's why. But you don't really want that to come to that point, right? Where everything seems to crumble and chaos is there. So these moments happen because we have outgrown versions of ourselves and we're ready to step into this new phase of our lives. And of course, this is scary. And like what I said about not wanting to let the thing that it's not resonating with us anymore become so obvious that it's like a slap in the face. If we don't want that to happen, it's our job to be really brutally honest with ourselves so that moment doesn't come. Because mostly we are just scared to admit it to ourselves, or we don't really want to deal with the consequences. And so, like, I know this from personal experience, as that's all I can talk about here, because that's like my point of view that I'm sharing, right? I'm not going to share something that I haven't been through, because that's the most honest way that I can teach, that I can tell stories. So for me, this has shown up as letting certain friends go, as letting my job go, and also taking a brutally honest look at how I am presenting myself online. Because I have been going through like this near burnout phase, I had all the time in the world to look at myself. Like, it's not fun, you guys. If you ever had burnout or near burnout, like, my thoughts are with you. Also because like you have no inspiration, you have no energy, you're just foggy all the time. Like, it's not fun. But then also, I'm an overthinker, but if you have not a lot else that you can like physically do because you are burned out, you're gonna overthink like to the max. And yeah, just make sure that your mental health is like a priority, because otherwise you're gonna drive yourself mad. Well, let me tell you. So I'm okay, you guys. Like, I'm good. I'm really good actually, because like I said, I have a new job. Today I'm gonna sign the new contract, a side job, not really a side job anymore. Like, I have had side jobs. Like, don't romanticize business owners too much, because like I love what I do, but I also need a part-time job as well. And so I'm going to work part-time, but I'm going to take on a little bit more hours because there are just some things that I really want to do and I just need the money, simply. So I know a lot of business owners who work side jobs as well. So that was one of the things that I needed to check myself on. Like, what is the picture that I'm portraying as a business owner, right? I know that when I was younger, when I started my business, like I really wanted to be like the boss babe. I don't know if you still remember that trend was around 2019 or something. Like everyone wanted to have their own business and be a boss babe. And I was like, that was my vision, right? Having like these very fancy, luxurious clothing, heels, like having a lot of money. And let me tell you, business is hard. That's like a picture perfect boss babe aesthetic, but that's not what business is about, of course. And so I quickly learned that, and I also don't think that money should be the priority. Like if you're going to have a business, money should be a priority because otherwise it's just a hobby, right? You have to make it profitable. But also, like in coaching, if you're just doing it for the money, I don't think that that's the most pure integrity way of doing business, if you catch my drift. So that's one of the things that I'm also looking at, because a lot of coaches and spiritual entrepreneurs and business owners who teach others how to run their business, I'm seeing more and more kind of the pyramid scheme that is going on online. And I have fell prey to this as well. Like I have done a lot of business courses and most of them actually did not work for me. And so people can make so many promises online about like they're the one who have figured out the Insta algorithm, and they're just trying to do stuff the way other people are doing it as well. Like most of us are just copy pasting. And then you have the people who teach manifesting, and you should invest money in them to also manifest money. But first you have to invest in them. And so that's kind of how they grow, right? You give them money and they promise you money. But let me tell you as well, like I teach manifesting as well. It works for me. I know, and I love the concept of manifesting, but I'm also seeing a lot of people who are teaching wealth codes and energy work on money, and I have tried a lot of those things as well, and I have healed a lot around how I think about money. Some people think money is evil, and that's why they kind of repel it, because what you believe is what you will see, right? If you think it's evil, it's not wanting to come in, right, into your life. So those are the kinds of things that I am very interested in, very curious about, have loved to learn about. But if you're just going like, I'm frustrated about this, you guys, because I think that some people just really want to make money in this business, and I get it because money is fun, but also if you're teaching this stuff, it needs to be grounded. You need to know what you're talking about. You need to know what you're promising people. And that makes me a little bit frustrated. One of my favorite people told my friend that she needed to manifest more money so she could buy her program. And that's like where I'm a little bit triggered, because like if we wanted to manifest more money, we would do so. It's not that we're going to be able to manifest more money just because you want us to be doing your program, right? So those kinds of things really got me triggered. And this also made me think about, how am I showing up? What promises am I making? Am I able to make true on those promises? And how just like, why am I doing this? And so what, for example, I recognized within myself is that I really wanted to make this business grow. I really love my vision. I really love what I teach, which is listening to yourself, listening to your own intuition, being really close to your own sovereignty, your own wisdom. That's my passion. And also like looking deeper into how you think about yourself and the world, so you can shape your mindset to reflect what you really want to believe about yourself and the world, not what you have been taught and might not be serving you, right? So that's my mission. But also I really wanted to grow, and I really wanted to make like a lot of money as well, because I want to sustain myself and build up my own life, right? I really wanted to travel, whatever. And that was just not really working for me, to be honest. Like, I've made money, but it's not sustained. Like, the vision that I have for myself, it's not yet sustaining that vision. And so that was putting a lot of pressure on myself, and to the point that I got burned out. So if you want to not be in a burnout anymore, you need to look at what is causing it, right? And like, I'm really being transparent with you guys here. Like, I've recorded this episode last week. I tried to, and I was not ready because it is very honest. But this is like one of the things that I was holding myself back to, like admitting that I have a side job is something that I have been doing before, but the first time that I did it, I felt like a failure, which is bullshit, because so many business owners have side jobs, you guys. Like, it's so common, so common, because business is not predictable. Like, 1 month you can make a lot of money, and then the next month, like, nothing. That happens. And so how are you going to sustain yourself with a side job? So I was really stressed out because I just expected so much of myself, and I have such a beautiful vision for myself. So I want to keep the vision, but maybe it is like time for me to start going about it a different way. So I am now making new plans. I am still doing what I love, but I'm going to sustain myself with a part-time job and work more hours, so I'm not stressed out, and it's not my focus to make money. It is my focus to share my truth with you guys and show up for you guys, but mostly to make you feel inspired to listen to your own truth of what is best for you. And I hope that by sharing my vulnerability in this episode about not always trying to come across as this, I don't know, like ideal version, but that it's so important to like not give a fuck and just do what sustains you, and to be brutally honest about what that looks like. Like, it was painful for me. So this is also what we talk about with an ego death, right? My ego loved the vision of the business owner who was like a millionaire or whatever. Like, I would still love to be a millionaire, billionaire. Of course, like, who doesn't? And like, maybe one day it will be that moment, maybe it will not be. And I'm gonna be fine with it no matter what. I just want to be happy with what I'm doing. I'm just wanting to be able to be honest with you guys. And that's it. That's it. Like, if I can help you by showing up as who I really am, what I really think, what my truth is, and I invite you to take a closer look and be more honest with yourself, to help you see how you are holding yourself back, how you are maybe harming yourself. Like, that will make me really happy if you are just able to look at yourself with compassion, to see your humanness, and just follow that intuitive voice that guides you all the time. It's such a loving voice. If you connect with your intuition, with your soul, those who have been coached by me know this. Like, there's such a deep wisdom within you who is guiding you all the time. You can connect with that voice. It can tell you what to do. It can make you feel so peaceful and just know that you're all right, or what you should do to feel all right. And that's the most beautiful thing. So I hope to be able to share this with more people in whatever way possible. Like, I love this podcast right now. I love talking to new people, discussing this type of thing, and just teaching. And maybe it will take on different forms. But yeah, that's my truth right now. I'm still kind of in the in-between. Like, I'm signing a contract today. I've made a lot of choices as well. And I'm happy that I'm finally able to share this with you guys today. Like, last week was not the right timing. This week it is. And I guess that's kind of the message. Don't be scared to look within. Like, I had to, because I was near a burnout. So I had to slow down, and I had to be with my thoughts all the time. make sure that it doesn't get to that point, you guys. Make sure that you know what is going on internally, what isn't sitting right with you, and just be honest about it. That's the first step. Mostly when you are honest about it and you ask for help intuitively, so your soul will always guide you. If you know how to listen to that voice, you will know that it has the answers for you. Sometimes it tells you to wait and that the next step is coming. You'll know what to do when you know what to do. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. And yeah, that's just how beautiful it can be. If you set the intention, the ball will start rolling. Like, I set the intention to find a job a few months back. I had a few interviews. I figured out what I wanted. I figured out what I didn't want. I also figured out what was not sustainable for me. So I'm not going to be working in marketing anymore, because that's also stressing me out a lot. I refused a beautiful offer. I'm very proud that I walked away from that, because I knew in my heart that it wasn't right. My intuition told me. It made me feel like, if you're doubting decisions, this was such a beautiful learning experience for me. If you, like, maybe after you've had a date, or after you had an interview for a job, or whatever it may be, how you're feeling afterwards tells you a lot about how that person is going to make you feel. So the lady that I was talking to was wonderful, but I did not feel good when I came back from the interview. I felt like I was shrinking myself. I was making myself feel smaller. And so that's not how you want to feel. You want to feel expansive, like you're heard, like you are going to be able to really bloom, that person wants to understand you, right? And not that she didn't want to do all those things, but there were just a few things that were off. And just how that person made me feel gave me a lot of clarity. Also, like, it was a job in marketing, and I figured out that was going to make me feel very stressed. And so I'm very excited about this new job that I have, because it will give me new opportunities to explore different options, and also help me be able to do, hopefully, coaching at companies in the future as well. That's kind of my new goal. And I'm really excited about that. Like I said, I'm going to be continuing the podcast for you guys for sure. We're still a growing family, and I'm so fucking excited about it. So I'm gonna be here for you. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. And I love you guys. I am very excited about where we're going. I hope that you guys are well. I know so many people have been going through it. The changes, the ego deaths, the not feeling themselves anymore. Like, it's gonna get better. It's just about being brutally honest with yourself. I've said it like 3 times already, but like, if you are brave enough to admit to yourself what's going on, you're gonna figure it out. Truly. Like, the first step is just admitting it and asking for help to the universe or God or your soul, however you want to call it. And maybe journal about it. Maybe do my meditation that I made for you. The soul voice wisdom meditation, where I just teach you how you can listen to that wisdom that I just talked about, that is always available for you, always going to help you. This is the meditation that I take my clients through. I ask you questions and I let you answer from the soul. It's so healing, so wonderful. So yeah, if you want to check that out, it's now available for purchase, because I want to make it available for you, especially because so many people are going through it. And I know that this has helped me time and time again when going through near burnout or being very, very confused. You're good, really. Like, your soul is helping you go through this period, so you are figuring it out. The chaos is needed to kind of shape this new world for you. Like, the old is dying. The ego, the parts of you that are not resonating with you anymore are dying, and that's painful and that's weird and it feels uncomfortable because it's new. But in the new, like, there are new lessons, there are new people to meet, there are new experience to be had. And that's wonderful, that's beautiful. So don't be afraid of what is coming, because your soul wants the best for you. And so that's what's coming. That's exactly what's coming. You've been going through this because you are being shaped and molded into this version of you that is going to be ready for what's coming next. And what is next is like so exciting. I feel that many people have been going through kind of this shaping, like what I said, this changing and shaping into a new version of themselves for months now. I feel like maybe since the beginning of January, like this new year, this kind of is the same feeling that I've had for months now. And I feel like this is where it has been leading to. So let me know if you also feel that way. I would love to know, because I have not heard anyone talk about this. Want to know if I'm the only one? Let me know. Hit me up on Insta. Yeah. So I'm so excited for what this new version of us, if you're going through that as well, like is going to experience. Because I know that from my own experience, every time that this has happened, and it has happened a few times, like if you can recognize the pattern, you will see like everything that we're going through is cyclical. Like everything is a cycle. And so these ego deaths will keep coming for you, because we keep growing, right? And it's not something to be scared of, exactly because of this reason. Like every time we're growing because we're ready to step into a new era, and where we will experience new things. So I'm so excited for you. If you're going through this as well, don't be scared of it, because it's going to bring forth new, beautiful opportunities. You're going to meet different parts of yourself that you haven't experienced yet. Doors will be opening, and I hope that you'll love yourself through it, through the discomfort, through the chaos, through the uncertainty, and just love yourself where you are at right now, even if it feels weird or uncomfortable. Like you're gonna get through this, my love. Every time that I'm listening to something or I read something that I'm going through, I'm like finally able to recognize what is really happening, and that usually means that I'm like at the end of it, because then I really grasp what has been going on. Like if you can understand what has been going on, it's going to feel way more, for me at least, more comforting and comfortable, because you're like, oh, that's happening. Okay, I get it now, right? So if you're listening to this, I'm guessing that you're at the end of it. So if you want a little bit more support, I'm still here for coaching. You could always DM me or send me an email or just check my website. I would love to guide you through it. I'm going to be on vacation next Monday till like it's almost like 2.5 weeks. I'm going back to Sweden. If you have listened to episode 5, you guys, I love you. Thank you for being here that long. So last November, I went to Sweden to my friend Marluz, who immigrated to Sweden last year. And we're going to do kind of a retreat kind of thing. So there are more beautiful women coming, and we're going to do cacao ceremonies and swim in their lake, do beautiful hikes in their forest, have campfires, sharing circles. Like we're gonna have so much fun. I'm so excited. But first I'm going to go camping with her through Sweden, and yeah, it's gonna be amazing. So maybe I'll share a little bit about that in the upcoming podcast, how that was. So yeah, I hope you are well. Let me know if you have any questions about this, or you just want to talk. Let me know. I'm here for you. And I hope to speak to you soon.